Tomb Raider! I don't very often do actual gameplay videos. I don't very often do any videos, nor does anyone else who has done stuff for this channel before. But I've been playing Tomb Raider over the last year. Such is life, it takes me a year to complete. And I just completed it over Christmas. And when I finished it, I felt a little bit sad, like I did it when I originally finished it when I was younger. So I thought I'd play it again. I'll do one video here, and if I can be bothered, I might continue it. If enough people, or anybody really, says please record more, then, you know, I'll do it. Maybe. And another reason was wanting to play this again after just finishing it was I've played this game for 30 years, is it? Nearly 30 years, and I still don't understand the story properly. You know, I missed bits out. I didn't pay enough attention during the cutscenes. So, yeah, we'll try and figure out the story. Imperial Hotel, Calcutta, present day. I met one of the artists who worked on this once in a pub. This cutscene.
It's hard to say exactly, but you seem to be doing fine.
Well, great. Though truth is, it ain't me that wants you.
Oh?
No, Miss Jacqueline Natla.
Well, send her here then.
Natla Technologies.
Oh, hello.
You know, creator of all things bright and beautiful.
Video call with Jacqueline Natla.
Seal it, Larson.
Why did she turn around then?
Feast your eyes on this, Larson.
Oh, maybe to
How does that
prompt
make
the
your wallet rumble?
people into
I'm
dropping the
sorry.
money down. I don't know.
You play for sport.
Then you'll like a big park. Peru. Vast mountain ranges to cover.
Sheer walls of ice, rocky crags, savage winds, and this little trinket. An age-old artifact of mystical power is buried in the unfound tomb of Qualopec. You could leave to... Ah, I nearly got the lines right. I've played this a lot, and as many people I know in real life, my friends, will know that I really like Tomb Raider. The old ones. I lost interest in Tomb Raider around the time... I lost interest in Tomb Raider with Tomb Raider Legend. It was just too autopilot, quick time event oriented, and I didn't feel... I think one of the things I like about Tomb Raider, the original Tomb Raiders, is how directly you control the character. It's easy to make mistakes. You can screw up, you'll fall down holes, whatever, fall into traps. However, it's always your own fault. You should take your time and pay more attention to your environment. So a lot of people would find that frustrating. Fair enough. But also, I like that. And on the other hand, I don't like when you're running down a corridor, a game subtly suggesting you should... By suggesting moving your character for you. Or, you know, again, I've said this a few times. If you jump over a gap, you should always jump that same distance. But in the newer ones, the game kind of alters your trajectory for you, your direction a little bit, to make the jumps easier. So it's not your... You know, you haven't got that much agency when it comes to the jumps and stuff like that. So you have here, if you fall down a gap, it's because you've not been careful, and next time you should give you something to think about. Wolves! And there's 4 of them. Wait till he's died, then go down and shoot them. While they're distracted eating his corpse. There's Lara. And another thing, I like the characterization in Lara of these old ones. There really isn't any, but that works for me because she becomes an avatar for you. In the later ones, too sympathetic, there's too much character development, you know. When you're playing these ones, particularly 1, I'd say, to some extent, 2 and 3, you're the character in the game. So yeah, this is about agency within the game. That's why I like them most. And the gameplay is good. The engine's good. And at the time this came out, this was absolutely amazing. So just figure out the controls. I'm using a dodgy PS1 controller on this. Let's see if Yeah, we're good. So no filters, I'm going native resolution. I'm playing this through RetroArch on my PC because I can't be bothered to set the RetroPie up or the PS3 for the real version. But here we go. You will also notice this is running slowly. That's because when I got it, the European version, the PAL version of this game, as again it's documented all over YouTube, PAL region games often run at a slower rate, or I don't know, slower frame rate, refresh rate, whatever. That was fixed with Tomb Raider 2 and 3 and the rest of them, so it ran at the normal speed along with the American releases and releases elsewhere. However, this is how I played it, and I quite like the fact that this one's a bit slower. So we're just gonna, hopefully you'll quite like watching it at this pace because it's a bit more relaxing. I think it changes the feel of the game quite a lot than the faster paced versions or the normalized versions of the American versions, which I have played as well. This feels quite different. So let's just. Whoa! Yeah, in real life, she could just really reach out and grab those, probably. That might be worth something. So follow the wolf tracks. So yeah, I started playing this about a year ago, and I've been literally spent 2024 every few weeks I'd do a couple of levels, and then at Christmas I realised I was quite far behind. So I did the last 5 levels in a couple of days when I was off work. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. There's a couple of bad levels that I didn't notice were bad levels at all in any of my recent previous playthroughs. But I'll mention them when we get to them. This is not one of the bad levels. In fact, most of the levels are superb. Big open spaces. The levels feel like they were designed first before the gameplay was refined. So these are just areas. They're not necessarily built for efficient or exciting platforming or action sequences. These are areas that are inhabited that you roam through, with puzzles in certain areas to get through that aren't always obvious. That's our first enemies down, bats. I think it was you, Anthony, and the only reason I'm addressing Anthony from Mellow Gaming here is because he's probably going to be the first person or the only person to watch this. I think you were trying to do this secret here that you didn't know. That all you do is you go into this corner, and if it wasn't you, I apologise. And you should, if you align yourself properly, just be able to vault up like that. You have to be stood right in the corner, and another bat. So I'll see how much of this I can get done today. I'm aiming for 2 levels. I haven't got a huge amount of time. I have got about 45 minutes. So we'll see how far I can get in 45 minutes. Or, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this level a bit more slowly, and that'll be a whole video. Level 2 on this is epic. The city of Vilcabamba is next. I think that's how we say it. And it is a very, very good level. This is more linear. Vilcabamba is... it branches off in all sorts of different directions. Again, an even better example of the level being built as a space, an area first, rather than just a place for you to run through and shoot bad guys and solve really obvious puzzles. I'm playing this and it takes me right back. I remember seeing this room for the first time in 1996. I just love how barren this game feels. I don't think they could quite get away with a game that was paced like this these days. I think they could, because I think gamers are smarter than developers, publishers in particular. I think they are. Or they've got more varied tastes, or they've not got mega short attention spans or anything like that. I think a game like this Spartan and barren wouldn't be released now. Don't think. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Because this game is largely paced like this throughout the entire thing. I think gamers would be fine with that. I think there'd be an audience for it. But I don't think, you know, it wouldn't have mass appeal. Right, and another secret. I think I remember Anthony struggling on this secret in here as well. He was... Oh, that wasn't good. I just want to assure you I am very good at Tomb Raider. Let's kill these wolves. You killed my friend out there! Me and him have been best buddies for weeks. Days. So no, there isn't a secret in this area, but the exit to the secret is in this area. So we'll return to this shortly. And we all remember Bound Skeleton. There, look, with a huge head. Got a feeling I've missed something. That's fine, we'll be back here shortly. So, memory-wise, as far as I can recall, this game revolves around 3 gods. I don't know if they were based on real life or not, or real life mythological figures or not. Probably they are. I'm a bit ignorant like this. Atlantis is in this. They actually were people from the city of Atlantis, and I can't remember if they're aliens or beings from a parallel universe or not. Oh, there's a bear down there. But years later, obviously, Atlantis has gone. The gods have disappeared, but one of them has returned to Earth after some kind of explosion. Again, even now I didn't pay too much attention to the intro. Bear was rather weak. Mind you, I've never shot a bear before, so I don't know. I mean, I meant by Tomb Raider standards. The enemies in this don't take many hits if you're used to Tomb Raider 2 and 3, where even a rat can take ages to kill. Okay, so we don't go on that pressure plate just yet, I don't think. I can't remember my reasoning for working through these levels, or so. I mean, there probably isn't. A lot of this is instinct, or maybe just false memories that I'm acting on. Like, for some reason I felt like if you stood on this before getting that, you get trapped. Again, I'm just talking nonsense here. Okay, so I'm just going to check, because I think there is another secret in here, or not an official secret, but an item hidden away. But I'm wrong. No, then there isn't. No, not today. Can we just jump onto the bridge from here? Nah. But it's not going to stop me trying again. Okay. Yeah. Come on, get up. Okay, so hopefully I'm going to do this with all the secrets. I like the look of that Tomb Raider special, is it special edition? Remastered or whatever you call it. But I don't think I'd ever... I like old graphics, I like pixels, and when when they had a limited amount of resources to work with and they had to make it work. I like that style, that feel. The not quite there yet feel of 3D gaming, but they were trying their best. This game marked a bit of a leap up on the competition as well, because another thing I noticed at the time, or has become apparent since, is 3D games of this era until Tomb Raider, textures on the wall were often abstract, and they didn't make much sense. They were there just to look nice or evoke the feeling of rocks or whatever it was supposed to be. However, this one's quite detailed. They look like bricks, plinths, whatever, tiles and all that. So this was a jump up. You can see actually Mario 64 as well. Mario 64 often has the idea of textures. So Mario 64 had a lot on this, and it's one of the greatest games of all time, but it's textures. weren't one of its strong points. They're just sort of like abstract or random stock textures, which I'm sure these were as well. But because of the low texture resolution on the N64, it didn't quite... gives it a very strange feeling. But this feels more vivid, thanks to its textures. But there is something to be said about that abstract, weird phase of things turning into 3D, or games entering the 3D realm, like, you know, when Tomb Raider and Mario 64 was out. There's a weird atmosphere to it. A strange little pocket of time where we had games like that. I'd say Doom occupies that kind of space as well, doesn't it? Because the textures don't often make sense on Doom. They're kind of just the idea of a wall or a structure. Right, this is not a tricky puzzle. It's an easy puzzle in the slightest, but I've always been a bit obsessed about doing this as quickly as possible, and I can't remember the technique. So I think you press that. One jump down, then run? Maybe? I can't remember. Right, okay. We're just going to... doesn't matter. I'm just going to try and... So I think if you jump here, and then run and jump, and you don't. Oh, you do it. Okay. I'm not a speedrunner or anything like that. But a lot of this game, again, played it so much that there's sort of maybe an OCD thing going on with it. Like sometimes you can't help but jump through the level. I'm not trying to do it quickly, but it goes a little bit faster if you continuously jump. If you know what I mean. Yeah, look, slightly faster if you keep jumping. I mean, for speedrunners it shaves, obviously, seconds off. But for me it's just a tick that I'm trying to not do. Interesting note to my own game playing abilities, which aren't great. I don't play a lot of games, not new ones anyway. Most of the time it's just revisiting stuff, old ones, and showing the kids what I used to play. But because I've played Tomb Raider a lot, Tomb Raider 2 and 3 a lot, as well as this, probably more so than this one actually overall, I noticed that my skills had gotten to the point, thanks to the more difficult Tomb Raiders, where in this game, when I was playing it over Christmas, I was doing puzzles and getting through levels incorrectly, because there's techniques and jumps and ways of navigating the levels in the later Tomb Raiders of this era that require like quite precise jumps. You know, you'll see an area and you're like, I'm not sure if I can jump there or if I'm supposed to manage it yet, but I'll try. And then you just catch the corner of a platform on the other side of a chasm. However, this one being a bit more basic, sometimes there are areas like that where I was thinking, yes, the game wants me to jump from this point to there, and it's going to be a tricky jump, but I can make it. And I found that when I did that jump, there were frozen enemies in places, and puzzles weren't triggering or doors weren't triggering. And I realised that actually I'd been using more advanced techniques from Tomb Raider 2 and 3 that had inadvertently caused me to skip important sections of the levels out that stopped the level functioning correctly. If this carries on, I'll show you. Yeah, there's a couple of the later levels where that happened at least. So yeah, well, this is the end of the first level anyway. It's just a gameplay video I wanted to get off my chest and get done. Sorry I wasn't being a stupid character or talking with Carl and Jay, as per the boys' jollies. But we will try and do a video soon, all three of us, when we go wild camping in a few months. So that'll be nice. But in the meantime, I'll carry on playing Tomb Raider, or if anyone, such as Anthony or anyone watching this, wants me to do another gameplay video, I'll do it. I might even record one now. I'll see how I feel after a nice cup of tea. Take care, everybody, and God bless. Secrets 3 of 3, yes.